still kind of nervous too?
No, it feels ill. It feels very good, but because I had 2 injuries in my. It's a patella tendon graft I had, so I had 2 injuries, not only one. But it's gonna be the strongest graft. So in 2 months it will be 100%. But now I feel it's still not 100%. But in 2 months, I have no doubt in my mind.
George,
I don't want to mess it up. If I try to jump and go too fast, I will have to do it all over again. So I don't want to do the same mistake.
George, does it help to have a target in your mind? I know they talked about November in Montreal. I mean, does that give you a goal? Also knowing the opponent. I mean, is that motivation at all? Or
well, I don't know where is going to be the fight. There's a rumor right now. It's in Montreal, but wherever it is, if it's in England, in the United States, wherever, I'll fight. I'm just going to be happy to be back and fight. And when you get hurt for a long time and you're forced to get pulled away from training and you're forced to stop doing what you like to do every day, it makes you see things in perspective. And I just want to get back. And wherever the fight will be, I will be glad to fight. And I'm very anxious to come back.
George, you went through this with BJ Penn where, you had a big rivalry fight and everything. What do you think is going through a guy like Jon Jones's mind, and what challenges does he face getting ready to fight a former friend and a big rival now?
Well, I believe it's going to be a good fight. As a fan of the sport, it's definitely a fight I wanted to see. And both of these guys are incredibly talented. I believe that the guy that will make I believe a mistake from one of these two guys will be fatal. So we'll see what's going to happen.
Do you think there's a lot of emotional pressure on them where, forget the physical challenge that they face from the other guy, but just will there be a mental pressure that they have to deal with?
They will have like emotion, there is something different about this fight, because they knew each other. It's a lot of pressure, and I don't know who will be the favorite because of that, but like I say, if you fight sometimes with too much emotion, you commit mistake. So it can be a good thing. It can help you to push yourself harder at the end of the round and to perform better. But it could be also a mistake. You sometimes can make a mistake because of it. So it will be an experience factor of it.
What was your technique to be able to handle the emotion? Like, I know you didn't like BJ or even Matt Hughes. When you guys had a little thing. How did you handle that?
Yeah, when I fought Matt Serra, I had a lot of emotion, and also BJ Penn. Koscheck, the last fight was a lot of emotion too. But I always perform at my best under emotion. I'm always at my best when I feel like if I take a step back, I'm about to fall off. So it depends. Some people, it's the other way around. They don't perform well. You need to canalize it and let it go at the right time. That's it. If you try to explode, and you have to use it as an opportunity. When you see the right opportunity, you use it as a positive thing.
Now this fight's between two teammates at the Jackson, or former teammates, at the Jackson camp. One thing Rashad has said is that if Greg Jackson really cared about the team, he wouldn't have brought in Carlos Condit because of you. How much does the teammate versus teammate thing bother you?
For my part, me and Carlos is different because we never actually trained together. We train in the same gym at the same time. We never really train together. We train with the same training partner. I actually only shake Carlos Condit hands. I never really grapple with him or wrestle or spar with him. So it's a different scenario for me.
But you won't have Greg in your corner that night.
Greg will not be in Carlos Condit corner either. That's the understanding that we had if we had to fight each other, Carlos and I.
How much do you lose by not having Greg around?
I don't lose anything because he's not going to be in Carlos Condit corner either. So it's
right. But just leaving the equivalence aside, like what do you have to compensate for when he's not there?
I don't have to compensate because he's not on the other side. So it's like if you take -5 and -5 on both sides, you don't really lose it. So you have to, So I'll find a good solution. Even the bottom line is the trainer help you a lot during the training camp. It's not during the fight that it's gonna change anything. It's the thousand of repetition that you have drilled during the training camp that will come out into the fight. It's not the night of the fight that he's gonna say something that's gonna come out. Because when you fight, it's about instinct. It's not always technical. Sometimes it helps, but most of it it's instinct. It's thousands of reps that you have drilled that just came out. So So even if the Pope will be in my corner, I will be fine.
He couldn't help you
That's a
make an
pretty good
adjustment,
guy to have
though?
in the corner.
Like, he couldn't help you make, hey, I see this, and
I have Firas Zahabi. I mean, no, Greg will not be in mine, and Carlos corner. I have Firas Zahabi. For me, Firas is my number one guy. Firas is there with me all the time. So the most important guy for me is Firas Zahabi. And John Danner I see all the time as well. And I will have Phil Nurse, I work with him, and I will have another guy too, which remain a secret for now. But we'll see what's going to happen.
As excited as you are about the main event, can you just talk about Rory's fight? I mean, are you still as impressed as ever with him and in his preparation for this?
Oh yeah, he's the best he ever been. He looks very sharp. I mean, I haven't seen him too much because I was at Los Angeles, but when I came the last few weeks and I see him train, he was amazing. Confident is going to be a win, and very good fashion way. He's gonna take out his opponent.
He said that he wants to be a champion, I think, within 2 years. Would you fight him?
I'm not interested in fighting him. Tell you the truth, there's a lot of welterweight, and I don't think we have to do it now. It's right now. It's a lot of challenge and a lot of. In 2 years, who knows? Maybe I will go middleweight. Maybe who knows what's gonna happen. So for me, right now, I'm not interested. For me, he's a friend, he's like a brother for me, and I just hope for him the best. And I know one day he's gonna be world champion.
Have you had that discussion with him? Are you guys both on the same page?
Yeah, we talked to Firas. It's one of the things things are very far away, and are very it's too early. And right now, like I said, I'm not interested about. I have a hard time fighting guy that I like already. When I fought Jake Shield, I had a hard time fighting him, and fighting a friend, I can't do it. And right now, like I said, it's so many guys right now, and it's not even a question.
Do you find it necessary though to come out and say explicitly that no, we're not going to fight, so that way it just never comes up? Because if you leave it open, then it could come up.
No, I mean, you never know what's going to happen in the future. Sometimes people get stuff happen and people separate of each other, and life. People are friends in the beginning, and sometimes they're not friends again. But right now, I'm not interested. He's a friend of mine, and I'm not interested.
Speaking of friends, you were in the nightclub, I guess, when John and Rashad. Can you, what your remembrance of that night was when they had a little conversation? They both have their own take on it. What do you remember?
I have.
In Vegas that night.
I don't remember anything. Well, it's. I don't know what happened.
Did you break anything up?
When I go out to have fun. I don't go out to be involved in to fights. I never fight when I go out. I just stay away from all that stuff.
Rumor that you broke something up, it was not true?
It's not true.
In this fight, is there one particular aspect of the fight you think is going to be most important, whether it's John's length and reach advantage or Rashad's speed or something like that?
Well, I'm sure they both have their game plan to bring the fight where they're the strongest. And I believe after the first round we will have a good idea of who will impose his dominance. And I believe after the first round we might see who will be the winner right after the first round. Who will be able to impose his game on the other guys.
Well, if you were John, how would you approach Rashad? And if you were Rashad, how would you approach John?
I like both of these guys, and I don't want to talk about this because they might see the interview and it's their fight, and I just step away from it. And I'm gonna watch it with I'm gonna watch a fight, but I don't want to talk about strategy wise. But of course, they will have to do something different because they have a different style of fighting.
So when you're sitting at cage-side watching the fight, do you have to kind of remain quiet and non-reactionary so you don't give away your emotion?
Yeah, but it's hard to say who will win, but yeah, I'm gonna it's hard for me. It happened all the time. I have two guys that I know fighting each other. It happened before, and it's always it's entertaining because a lot of emotion involved, but it's hard. I can't say anything. I wish them both good luck.
Georges, Angel from MMA Truth in Puerto Rico. UFC has been taking a special interest this year in reopening Puerto Rico as an MMA market again, and you are definitely a fan favorite in Puerto Rico. How important it is for you to help UFC gain back lost territory or open new markets?
For me, it's part of my job. I always want to be an ambassador and a good role model for the sport. I'm happy to do that kind of stuff, especially now that I'm injured and I cannot train too much, I cannot fight, so it's part of my job.
I heard that you visited Rashad's camp yesterday and hung out with him a bit. Is that right?
Oh yeah, I saw Rashad. I wish him the best of luck. I know both of them. If I cross path with Jon, I'm gonna wish him good luck.
So you haven't had a chance to see Jon yet?
No, I'm not, running after, they have stuff to do. They're very busy, but, if I wish them both the best of luck, and the best man will win.
George, you with your sponsorship, you were with Under Armour, one of the first guys to get a major non-MMA sponsor, and Jon's on the verge of getting one too. How significant do you think that is for the sport? And do you think that has a trickle-down effect to other fighters where, there's more money being spread into the sport because what you guys have done to bring the non-traditional sponsors in?
The thing is about sponsors, they're interested in sponsoring athletes to do well in their sport, but also who have a good image outside of their sport, because it's important for them. So as an athlete, it's important you try to have both, perform well and have a good image. And it's not only because of us. The UFC, they do a great job making the sport worldwide, being more mainstream.
Is Jon's image the kind of thing that you think will project on a national, international level?
Yeah, I think so too. The fact that Jon is doing that is good for everybody else, because everybody will benefit from it. He opened the door for everybody.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Good luck.
Thank you.